First of all, just a big, high-level question for you. What the heck's going to happen in the game tonight, Tim?
Erik, I have been wrong so many times during the regular season, the postseason, including the World Series. It's not even funny. Me and a million other people have been totally wrong. I just told everyone the Dodgers have a pitching advantage in games 4 and 5. And of course, they lost both games. Eduardo Perez, world's greatest teammate. We were going over game 5, what was going to happen. He said, I think they get you Savage tonight. That's what I think. And then, he throws one of the greatest games ever. Anybody who actually thinks we know what's going to happen tonight hasn't been watching the 2025 season, especially the postseason. Most unpredictable season I've ever seen. It has been glorious for that reason. To answer your question, I think Yamamoto is going to throw another gem tonight, and I think the Dodgers are going to win. But if you believe that, then I've been wrong. We've all been wrong so many times.
Good. Thank you for that, Tim. Anyway, talking about Vladimir Guerrero Jr. and Vladimir Guerrero Sr., I mean, look at the historical runs that Vlad Guerrero Jr. has been on. Talk a little bit about both of these guys and how fantastic he is. There's no way of getting this guy out. There's no flaws.
Yeah, he's incredible. He's hitting over 400 in the postseason. He's got 29 hits. He's got 8 homers, and he struck out 5 times. 8 homers, 5 strikeouts in this strikeout era is absolutely unbelievable. I had a scout tell me before the postseason began, he said, this is going to be the postseason of Vladdy Jr. You watch. I went, what? And that's exactly what it has been. Also, Todd, Erik, he is an above-average defensive first baseman. He runs way better than people think. He's got great instincts for the game, which, of course, he got from his father. He is a complete all-around player, and yet sometimes we just think of him as this lumbering, big, unathletic first baseman. I can promise you he is the furthest thing from that. I knew he was a good all-around player. He's even better than I thought, but the way he has swung the bat in this postseason has been absolutely incredible. I asked Ernie Clement, how do we explain Vladdy? He goes, there's no explaining Vladdy. He's too good. There's no explanation for how great he is.
All right, then I have to be negative Nelly here since I'm guru today. What is wrong with Mookie Betts? Do you ever believe that you would see an athletic player like this that has clearly is on the way to the Hall of Fame to get into a slump in the biggest time of the season like Mookie Betts has?
Well, we've seen all sorts of slumps in the postseason. The beauty of baseball is the best players aren't always the best. Remember, Barry Bonds wasn't great at the beginning. Neither was Clayton Kershaw or Randy Johnson. They all struggled in the postseason. Then, of course, they all figured it out, and I think Mookie will. But this slump is severe. He's 3 for his last 23. He's hitting the ball up in the air consistently. Weak pop-up, shallow fly balls. It just doesn't look like him. And you guys know him a little bit. He beats himself up after every out that he makes. For a great player who's going to the Hall of Fame, he is really hard on himself, and he's a little bit insecure, which I find hard to believe. Now, a couple hits will get him out of this, but he is really in trouble right now. It can be fixed in one game, but I'm not sure they're going to do much more if Mookie doesn't start to hit. Because, fellas, this whole offense, the last 29 innings, the Dodgers have scored 4 runs. They're hitting 165 with 4 homers and 29 strikeouts in the last 29 innings. It's just terrible how they're swinging the bat right now, and they're up against another really good pitcher tonight.
Yeah, in the most inopportune times, and I find that the toughest part. To be a World Series champion, you gotta most of them's got to click on all cylinders. But you got your guy going. They got their guy going in Yamamoto, man. This guy's been absolutely incredible. I mean, back-to-back 9-inning performances, complete games. Can you see this guy going in another 9 today?
I can, because we've seen their bullpen, Todd, and they've lost faith in the bullpen other than Sasaki. So he threw 111 and 105 pitches the last 2 times out. I think he's going to throw If he doesn't get hurt early, he's gonna throw a third complete game tonight. The last guy to do that in the same postseason was Kurkjian in 2001. The last pitcher to win 2 consecutive postseason World Series games and pitch a complete game was Orel Hershiser in 1988. This guy is different. He throws a javelin before games. He stretches in a way where it hurts to even watch him. He has elite command. He misses bats. And I'm told his only fault is that he's constantly chasing, I'm told, the perfect pitch. Like everything has to be perfect for this guy, which is why he gets behind in the count 1-0 once in a while, because he's trying to make that perfect pitch on 0-0. Once he gets through that, I'm not sure there's anybody that can handle this guy. At least they haven't in this postseason.
Tim, you love the game of baseball. You love good stories. Clayton Kershaw, do you want to see him get in another game, risking the fact that, his last outing was awesome, getting out of a bases-loaded jam? Do you, as a baseball fan, want to risk it for the biscuit that Clayton Kershaw getting in a game could give a little bad taste in your mouth? Or do you see the Dodgers needing Clayton Kershaw to be able to win this World Series?
I think they're going to need him. I hope he pitches. I'll deal with the risk of him going out not on top, because he's already on top. He's a first ballot Hall of Famer. He's the best pitcher of this generation. He had a tremendous season. He got an enormous out in Game 3 of this series. And I think there isn't 1 second that he would ever think, boy, what happens if I pitch one more time and it doesn't work out? I don't think that would ever cross his mind. So therefore, it's not going to cross my mind. We need to see him pitch one more time in a high leverage situation in this World Series. To me, one way or another, that would close out his career in a really good way, to see him one more time.
Not only do you love baseball, but you love umpires too. You and I, when we work together, we like to see the game within the game. We talk about umpires' strike calls. We don't like this way. We like this way. First question, serious question. How do you think the umpire's been doing this World Series? Second one, did you see John Champagne on a foul tip strike 3? He went up and he gave a little this. What do you think about that one?
I watch the umpires really closely because of some friends. I umpired as a kid, and I've also been hanging around you, Todd, way too much to watch how you referee and you umpire. Yes, I saw the Champagne thing. I think the umpires have done a pretty good job. I'm on the other side of this, fella. Sorry. I think they normally do a pretty darn good job, and I maintain the average fan wouldn't last 3 pitches behind home plate in a major league game before he says, get me out of here. This is too scary. This is too dangerous. It takes some courage to go back there, Kratz, you know this, and call a major league game. I think they've done a pretty darn good job so far, especially behind the plate. So Tommy Edman told me he batted right-handed against Corbin Burns, Jeremiah Estrada, who you brought up, Tommy Kahnle in the World Series last year, and now Trey Yesavage. So he told me he's had at least 30 right-on-right at-bats, and it works for him, even though it hasn't worked for him against Yesavage in this postseason. But I found it really interesting with Burns' cutter and the way Estrada throws and Kahnle's changeup. He's thinking his way through this. But right-on-right, I'm with you guys. It looks like a disadvantage to me, but it feels right to him.
Especially, he faces right-handed BP pitchers all the time, right? So people are like, whatever. My last question for you, Tim, is this game globally, could it have grown any more in this series? The fact that Japan, 10% of the Japanese market is watching these games so far based on the ratings. More than, I think it's like 17% of the Canadian fans or the Canadian TV market. And then obviously Fox's telecast is higher than it ever has been. So could the game have grown more globally based on the fact that they're playing Shohei Ohtani's Dodgers and Canada's Blue Jays in this epic? I mean, it's been 6 games so far. We could go to Game 7.
Yeah, I think this has been great for baseball. This has been a global phenomenon. It's been great. And when Vladdy from the Dominican hit a home run off of Ohtani, I mean, that's exactly what we're looking for, are the stars being their best against other stars. I'm always amused that football is trying to go international, no disrespect to anyone, but football to me it's like as international as the International House of Pancakes, but baseball is really international, and it's gotten even more international in this World Series with what we're seeing. It's really growing the game every single day, and I think that's great.
Hey, boys.
Hey there.
Do you know about Arena Club?
Of course we do.
Rip
We
some
love
packs,
Arena Club.
dude. Rip some packs.
Digitally, but then get the card physically if you want it, or if you don't like it. Todd Father's very picky. You can sell it back to them. You can sell it on that Arena Club market, arenaclub.com/foul.